At the basis of my principles, honesty was number one. The idea of having a principled relationship without have the most basic fundamental behavior, which is the ability to be honest to the person that you have decided to live the rest of your life with. But most importantly, to be honest to yourself. Because when the way I see relationship, it's a creation of two people. If the relationship is bad, you are as much a part of that as the other individual. It is a child of both your thoughts and your partner's thoughts, your characters, your behaviors. Whatever mutation spawns from that, it is a creation of both individuals. And we cannot deny that human beings are extremely flawed. I'm extremely flawed. I have not figured out my life, the world. I'm in the process every single day of learning new things. But one thing was extremely clear to me was that at best, I must have a blueprint that will minimize the human tendencies as a set of principles. And then break those principles down into day to day, moment to moment action between me and the person that I claim I love, between me and my wife. So that both of us will understand our position and our responsibilities and duties and the virtues that we must embody for the outcome that we wanted. I had asked my wife, first when we met, I was like, okay, what is it that you actually are looking for in a long term relationship? What is at the center? What will be the goal? What would that look like? And simply she said, I want peace. Peace with the people I love. That is the most important thing to me. And that was one of the biggest connections that aligned us to begin with, because in truth, the world is already hard, comes with many trials and tribulations. If I am going to choose someone to build, because you are building, right? You're sharing, you're bringing in finances, your thoughts, their thoughts. They should matter to one another. Your dreams and the road you're trying to walk, they should align because time is not on your side, right? And if you choose to be with this person for the rest of your life, that is a very long time of being together with someone who you're not aligned with. Problems will arise eventually. So it's extremely important to have a blueprint. Anything we do must contain some sort of a blueprint. You want to start a business, you want to build a house. But then who is the creator of your relationship? Who designed the blueprint? Is it society? Is it your family? Is it nobody? You don't know. You are not in charge of the life that you're going to live with the person you love the most. I decided, hell no. That is not me. I am going to be the creator of that. And this is not a process that takes 1 day, 2 days a week. It was many years of taking the principle of understanding like 1% at a time, look back at what seems to work, try to understand human nature, and simply just create principles in which put boundaries to the negative sides of human nature. We like to lie. Lying is easy, gets us of a lot of trouble. But there is a price to pay, just like anything else. It corrupts you. And once you understand that your thoughts lead into action, your actions then lead into what? Your habit, the things you do every single day without knowing, right? Because scientifically, you have to understand like your brain functions very differently. You capture a lot of information. Your ability to consciously be aware of those things is a different matter completely. There's a lot of information that happens consciously, subconsciously, that you're not even aware of. It takes a moment for you to actually really self-reflect, to see your flaws and to see how other people see you, because they don't see you the way you see yourself. You have a lot of built-in mechanism to sort of make your existence easier for yourself. If you read the book How to Make Friends and Influence People, it talks a lot about that, about how no one ever sees themselves as at fault for anything. So I realized, okay, I cannot rely on my emotions and what I feel and what feels good. I cannot allow the external winds, the stimuli of the world to affect the way I live with the person that I'm saying I'm committed to for the rest of my life. That makes no sense. The whole beauty of relationship is the idea that two people that don't necessarily need one another, but choose each other, get to create a world in which nobody else has influence on it. That was the beauty of relationship to begin with, especially as a man. What is the point of being with one woman as a man when we have testosterone? Our libido is off the roof. We are created to procreate as much as we can. It makes no sense unless that thing in which you call exclusive has real value that cannot be acquired by just sleeping around with many, many other women. And that was the aspect of peace, curating a world in which we were in charge and it was our responsibility to maintain. You cannot do that if you're not honest with one another 100% when I mean that. And most importantly, you're honest with yourself, especially when you're fucking up, when you're not doing what's correct. So I developed this sort of lingo for me and my wife to sort of understand. We call it dirt. Lying to me was like you take this beautiful relationship in the beginning, it's clean. There is no mistrust. There's no jealousy. There's no those negative emotions that linger that we like to pretend they're just inside of us. Which let me say again, your thoughts, your deep thoughts, the darkness within you that you think nobody knows becomes your actions, becomes your habits, becomes your character, and then your character becomes your destiny. This is why you tend to repeat the same cycle over and over with different people, different relationship, but same outcomes. The problem is you. The problem was me, right? Self-reflection, that honesty, that part that is important, that honest part. So I was like, why would we intentionally bring dirt to this relationship? We are human beings. I don't ask my wife to stop being a human being. And I told her, don't ask me to stop being a human being. Majority of people, they enter into a relationship asking the other person to be some alien or a god or an angel, to not have these feelings of, jealousy and envy and mistrust. No, I embrace that is a part of the human condition. But the choice that I have is not to remove those feelings. The choice that I have is the actions in which I take to minimize those dirty feelings to ever materialize in the beautiful relationship that I want to create, which the outcome of it was to always have peace as much as we can, as much as we humanly can. So I broke down honesty from its conceptual level. We don't keep secrets between one another, even if it's something that we know is going to hurt. Don't do anything that you're not willing to tell the person you're with. Period. Keep it honest from beginning. And that means, by the way, risking a lot. It means risking, be willing to risk the person you're with. The person to be like, okay, well, I don't like that about you. Probably you have two choices. Either we work on this and this changes. And you also get the opportunity to be like, yes, I'm willing to do that, or no. And the individual walks away. But the beauty of taking that risk is once you find someone who says yes to the honest truth, you've already are ahead of 90% of people. You're already beginning your relationship in a much more solid ground. Principle number two was there is this thing that usually happens, which is like secrets by omission, dishonesty by omission. You leave out a detail. That is still being dishonest. And most importantly, lying to yourself, because we tend to do that to ourselves all the time. Blaming other people, ignoring the red flags that we know we have, doing something that we know will actually lead to something very terrible, but we just keep saying that it's okay. Not taking responsibility for your actions, accountability for the things you did wrong, so forth and so on. And why is that so important? And these principles were in place even before I read the book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, which reinforced a lot of these principles I already had created for myself. Honesty forces you to come with a harsh realization that you are the creator of your life. You are in charge of creating the blueprint of your life, the blueprint. And if you allow society to tell you how relationships are, if you allow the circumstances in your life, like I said previously in the beginning of the video, to determine how you're going to do things with people, how you're going to live with someone, then you're going to reap the rewards that comes with those choices. And a lot of times, this is why we are surprised when a relationship ends, when it becomes toxic. Yeah. Because you enter into something that was precious to you, completely irresponsible, not taking in accountability that you are in charge of what happens there. Follow the scripts that are external to you, and then you're surprised of the outcome, of course. So honesty is the pillar. It is a pillar of the principled relationship.